Good morning everyone. The part 4th of the lesson equilibrium is Le Chatelier's principle. Le Chatelier and Braun in 1884. Le Chatelier and Braun in 1884. They both were French chemists. Made certain generalization to explain the effect of change in concentration, temperature or pressure on the state in equilibrium. When a system is subjected to a change in one of these factors means maybe the change in the concentration, maybe the change in the temperature, or maybe the change in the pressure, the equilibrium get disturbed. When we change any quantity, the equilibrium get disturbed and the system adjusted itself until it returns to the equilibrium, and this generalization is known as the Le Chatelier's principle. So it may be stated as if a system in the equilibrium is subjected to a change in any of the factors that determine the equilibrium condition, and these factors are temperature, pressure and the catalyst of a system, then equilibrium will shift in the direction so as to reduce or to counteract the effect of the change. So the principle is very useful. This principle is very useful in predicting quantitatively the effect of change in concentration, that is change in concentration, pressure or temperature on a system in equilibrium. So this is applicable to all the physical and the chemical equilibria. Now let us discuss the effect of change, discuss the Le Chatelier principle to explain the effect of change in the concentration, in the temperature or in the pressure. On the various reaction in the equilibrium. So the first is effect of change of concentration, means how the change in the concentration affect the equilibrium. So when the equilibrium is disturbed by the addition of an equilibrium mixture means we have added some other solute, so there will be a change in the concentration. The stress is relieved by the net reaction in the direction that consumes the added substance, or we can explain it as when the equilibrium is disturbed by the addition or the removal of any reactant. When we have added the reactant or we have removed any reactant, so when the equilibrium is disturbed by the addition or by the addition of the reactant or by the addition of the product or removal of the product, then equilibrium shift in the direction to counteract the effect of change in concentration of reactant or in concentration of product. That is the effect of the change in concentration to the equilibrium. We can also explain it as when a substance, here the meaning of the substance is reactant or product. These are the substances. So when a substance is removed from an equilibrium mixture, then the stress is relieved by the net reaction in the direction that replenishes the removed substance. So to understand this topic, let us take an example. We have H2 plus I2 gives 2Hi. Hydrogen combined with iodine and we get a hydrogen iodide. So now here this is the equilibrium sign. Both hydrogen and iodine is present in the gaseous state as a gaseous substance. So suppose at equilibrium a little amount of H2 is added to the system. When this reaction is at equilibrium and we have added a little more substance, that is little more amount of H2 to the system, so that the concentration of the H2 is increased. This is the H2 and we have added more H2, so the concentration of the H2 is increased and it is no longer its equilibrium concentration. Now when the concentration of H2 is increased, so definitely there will be a change in the equilibrium. Now the meaning of the equilibrium is the rate of forward reaction is equals to the rate of backward reaction. So according to the Le-Chatelier principle, the equilibrium will shift in the direction in which the concentration of H2 is decreased. The equilibrium, this equilibrium is shifted to that direction where the concentration of this H2 is decreased. So as a result, a new equilibrium will be set up in which the concentration of H2, this H2, should be less than it was after the addition of H2, but more than what it was in the original mixture. So it may be noted that in this condition, it may be noted that adjustment of equilibrium never fully compensates for the change in the concentration that was made. So here in this reaction, equilibrium will shift in the direction which can consume H2. Equilibrium will shift in that direction which can consume H2, and this is only possible if more of the H2 is used up in the combination with I2 to form hydrogen iodide. Thus equilibrium will shift in the forward direction, and what will be the forward direction? That is H2 plus I2 gives 2HI. This is the forward direction, and 2HI gives I2 and H2. This is the backward direction. So here if we find the reaction quotient, that is the Q, its value is HI, its value is similar to that of the equilibrium constant square, that is H2, and this one is I2. This is the value. So if H2 is added at equilibrium, if we have added more H2, so the H2 increased, this H2 increased, and QC become less than the K, where the K is QC is equal to K. This is the value. This is the constant. K is the constant. So QC becomes less than K. As a result, the reaction move in the forward direction. And what will be the forward direction? H2 and I2 decreases and HI increases. This is the forward direction. H2 and I2 decreases. The concentration of the reactant decreases, whereas the concentration of the product increases. Now the conclusion for this effect is that if concentration of one or all the reactants, suppose in this reaction these two are the reactant, so if concentration of one or all the reactant species is increased, here we have discussed that the concentration of H2 is increased, the equilibrium shift in the forward direction and more of the product is formed. So in this case, the equilibrium is shifted toward the forward, towards the product. It means that more product will be formed. And the second conclusion is, if the concentration of one or all the product, if the concentration of one or all the product species is increased, the equilibrium shift in the backward direction, forming more reactant. It means that when we have added, we have increased the amount of the reactant, we get the more product, and as the more product is formed, we get the more reactant in the backward direction. So this is the effect of change of concentration on the equilibrium. So we can also express it in the form of a statement, that is increase in concentration of any of the reactant. Increase in concentration of any of the reactant shifts the equilibrium in the forward direction. F stand for the forward. Shift the equilibrium in the forward direction, or increase in the concentration of any of the product shift the equilibrium. It will shift the equilibrium in the backward direction. So these are the two statements for the effect of change of concentration on the equilibrium according to the Le Chatelier principle. The second one is effect of change of temperature. Second one is the effect of change of temperature. So according to the Le Chatelier's principle, if the temperature of the system at equilibrium is increased, and how it will increase? When we supply the heat, the equilibrium will shift in the direction in which the added heat is absorbed, or in the other words, the equilibrium will shift, that is equilibrium will shift in the direction of endothermic, because the heat is absorbed, endothermic reaction with increase in the temperature, or the decrease in temperature will shift the equilibrium towards the direction in which heat is produced, and heat is produced in the exothermic reaction. So this is the effect of change of the temperature. So the temperature dependence of the equilibrium constant depend on the sign of the delta H. Delta H is the enthalpy. This is change, and delta stand for change. This is change. So delta H is enthalpy. Enthalpy means energy. So delta and delta stand for the change, that is the change in the enthalpy or change in the energy. The first is the equilibrium constant for the exothermic reaction. The equilibrium constant for the exothermic reaction, that is for exothermic reaction, that is negative. Delta H is negative. So the equilibrium constant for an exothermic reaction means negative delta H. The sign for the delta H enthalpy change is negative. Decrease as temperature increases. And for the endothermic reaction, that is delta H is positive. Delta H is positive. Now the delta H is positive means endothermic reaction increases as the temperature increases. Now let us take an example of ammonia. When nitrogen and hydrogen combine, we get ammonia, that is N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. This is the formula for the ammonia. So we know that in every system at equilibrium, this is the sign of the equilibrium. So at equilibrium, an endothermic and exothermic reactions takes place simultaneously. If the forward reaction is exothermic, then definitely the backward reaction will be endothermic. So for example, this is the example. Let us consider equilibrium for an exothermic reaction. This is the exothermic reaction in the forward direction, and in the backward direction it is the endothermic reaction. So in this equilibrium, this is the equilibrium. So in this equilibrium, the forward reaction is exothermic, while the backward, this is the backward reaction, it is the endothermic. Now if the temperature is increased, the equilibrium will change in the direction of endothermic reaction. This is the direction of the endothermic reaction, which tends to undo the effect of the added heat. Since the backward reaction is endothermic, it means that 2NH3 is split into N2 and H2. So the backward reaction is endothermic. So this reaction will be favored by increasing temperature, or in other words, we can say that increase in temperature will result into lesser amount of ammonia, or in other words, if temperature is decreased, if we decrease the temperature, the equilibrium will shift towards the exothermic reaction. This is the direction for the exothermic reaction, that is forward reaction. Exothermic reaction means forward reaction, or forward reaction means formation of ammonia. This is the forward reaction. So in the case of reaction between the nitrogen, if we have considered the another case, the reaction between the nitrogen and the oxygen, that is N2 plus O2 gives nitric oxide, that is 2NO. So this reaction is endothermic in the forward direction, and this one is exothermic in the backward direction. So according to the Le-Chatelier principle, the increase in the temperature will favor the forward reaction, that is the endothermic reaction, and this is because the equilibrium shifts towards the direction in which the heat is absorbed to relieve the system of the in which the heat is absorbed to relieve the system of the stress of added heat. Or on the other hand, decrease in the temperature shift the equilibrium in the direction of the exothermic reaction. Now the exothermic reaction means favors the reactant in the above example. It favors the reactant. So this is the effect of change of temperature, and the effect of temperature may be explained by the following rule, that is increase in temperature, and another one is decrease in temperature. We have two categories, increase in temperature, and the second one is decrease in temperature. So in first case, that is shift the equilibrium. Again, shift the equilibrium in the direction of if we increase the temperature, it will shift the equilibrium in the direction of endothermic reaction, and it will shift the equilibrium in the direction of exothermic reaction. So these are the two specific rule for the effect of change of temperature in the equilibrium according to the Le Chatelier principle. So keep in mind that whenever there will be an endothermic reaction, so the equilibrium will be shifted toward the endothermic reaction when we increase the temperature, and when we decrease the temperature, so the equilibrium, the direction of the equilibrium will be shift towards the exothermic reaction. So these are the two important effect on the equilibrium condition according to the Le Chatelier principle. There are many more effect on the, that is effect quantity. We have various descriptors, or we have various type of effect of the volume, or the effect of the catalyst, or effect of the pressure. So but these two are the main.